Hello, I'm Bruce Zimmerman, and this is the Open Line Garden Show podcast for this week. Some new perennials for this coming season for your consideration. Let's just put it this way. There is always something new coming along, and they're usually improvements over the old. So sometimes it's time to regenerate and get rid of the old and bring in the new. But also, it's nice to be able to change your garden around a little bit to create a little more interest, not just for people looking at your garden, but for you as well. Achillea millefolium ritzy ruby. Now, this is a yarrow, and it's very compact. A lot of the different yarrows can be anywhere from about 18 inches to about 3 to 4 feet, depending on varieties. And so you need to know that this one is a more compact variety. The flowers are a ruby red, which mature to pink. So that's a good thing, because the pinky red color is a little harder to get. And of course, we're getting used to the yellow yarrows, of course, and the gold yarrows, and even maybe the orange yarrows. So the rusty orange, I should qualify that. But this one is pretty good. It's ritzy ruby yarrow, and it's going to be 25 to 35 centimeters tall and wide. It's hardy to zone 4A, which is good. That means we have a perennial that can go across most of southern Ontario. And that's something that we need. A lot of the yarrows are deer resistant, but we'll have to see about this particular one, because that does change. It also changes with how hungry they are. I've seen where they were using it as bedding as well, and they would sleep on it at night. So we'll see. So the yarrow that you should be looking for 2018 is ritzy ruby. Now, there is a garden mum. Now, it's supposed to be a hardy chrysanthemum. It is a fire engine red daisy, blooms with a hot yellow eye. Right there, that should say wonderful to any of us as gardeners. The reason is it's going to be something that's going to be later in the season, give color, and of course it's bright and cheery, red and yellow. And I think you're going to like this one. It's got lots of 2-inch across blooms on a rounded plant habit, so that's pretty good. It's going to be 45 to 50 centimeters tall and wide and hardy to zone 4, which again also means that it's hardy for most of the listening area in southern Ontario. And I think this one will be something you want to add to the garden to give you some interest in the fall. And if it is truly hardy and truly tough, then it'll be a permanent addition to your garden. One thing I've always found about the garden mums is that they need an organic, moist, well-drained soil. They hate wet feet in the springtime. This is when the ground is just unfrozen, and they can easily rot out the crowns, even though they've come through the winter. I would treat this one the same as I do the others. When it's finished blooming towards the end of the season, cut it back down to about 6-8 inches tall, and then use the actual taller parts of the plant sideways on it between the stems to trap snow in between. And I think this will give you a little bit of a mulch, and it's still open and airy so that it allows it to dry a little bit, but also it'll give it some winter protection. So try that. That may be excellent for you as well. Mountain Frost Pink Pom-Pom Dianthus. Now this is a double rose pink. It reblooms constantly from early spring until fall. Right there, that sort of says something that you want. It is one of the tidier China pinks in its habit. It's tolerant of wet conditions. This is unusual about Dianthus. They usually do not like that. They like organic, moist, but well drained. So you may find that this one's a little easier to grow in your garden. There are 6 different colors in this group. So you may want to try some of the other colors. This one being the most popular and the one you'll probably see the most of and the first of the series, Double Rose Pink, which is the Mountain Frost Pink Pom-Pom. 15 to 20 centimeters tall, 25 to 30 centimeters wide, and hardy to zone 5A. I know this comes from Darwin Perennials, and they do a lot of genetic work with using DNA so that they're certain that what they're doing in their breeding is breeding in the best of the genes into their plant material. It cuts down on their time to produce a good plant from seed or breeding on. And this one is excellent. So anything from Darwin Perennials generally is going to be something that you're going to want to put into your garden. Now, there is also Cephalanthus. This is a fiber optics. It is an unusual plant. It has creamy white compact flowers. It's a button bush that tolerates wet conditions very well, in fact, and is native to Ontario and Nova Scotia, and it's hardy to zone 4. So you're being able to put in a very unusual looking plant that will be a ball of white. This is the flower, and it's got little spikes all over it. It's like the rays coming out of a moon, and really, really pretty. And a native as well. Now, Salvia Rose Marvel. This is a large, rich rose sage. This one is a long flowering. It'll work in windows and window boxes. It reblooms without being cut back, which is unusual. Hardy to zone 5A is definitely worthwhile if you want a salvia that's more of a rich, large, rose red flowers, and I think the very fact that it reblooms is excellent in a garden. One of the cutest little flowers I've ever grown is, of course, armerias, and I really like these. Some are easier to grow than others. They are what I would call a seashore plant. Armerias generally like well-drained, sandier soils. They grow well in sunny areas. They have great heat tolerance. And this one is supposed to be even nicer and easier to grow. It is Armeria Sweet Dreams. And I think that sort of says everything right there. It provides flowers, which are always that lavender mauve, from frost to frost. Right through the whole season, you're getting flowers. Again, long flowering time, interest in your garden. It's a little wee clump, can be tucked in anywhere, but it does require certain things, and that is rich, moist, organic, well-drained soil. But it is hardy only to 6A. So here in Niagara, no problem. Niagara on the lake, we should be good. Now, verbena, this is Endurascape Blue Improved. This one has a color selection in this group There are 8 colors, with the more of the bluey pink one being probably the most popular. It's hardy even in the hottest days of summer. These verbenas can withstand cold spring nights. It grows 20 to 30 centimeters tall, so it is quite tall. And it's 46 to 61 centimeters wide. That's wide. It's better as a center flower for filling. It's more upright in its habit than most of the verbenas, and its hardiness is down to minus 17.8 Celsius. There you go. Figure that one out. So, hardiness degree is 17.8 Celsius. I'll let you play with that and say where you can grow that as well. So, some neat perennials for 2018. Another dianthus. Now, this is one of the barbatus. This is rockin' red, and I've had some success with the red dianthus, but I find over the years they seem to dissipate and disappear. And so, but I also think that that's partially because even though I improve my soil with organic matter, it is a clay-based soil. So I'm going to say, watch out, make sure that it is moist, organic, rich, well-drained, not too rich. Because sometimes with some of the dianthus, but particularly the barbatus, they have a tendency to become leggier and not as tough. So try that one. It's got the nice red lacy flowers, with the lace edge on them. There is often a little bit of an eye in them, which is usually a little white, but in this case most of it is red. 46 to 61 centimeters tall, and it's about 25 to 30 centimeters wide. Hardiness is the zone 5A, so I would do this, but I would also make sure that I give this a little bit of lime, make sure it has close to a neutral or slightly alkaline soil. I think you'll find it'll work a little better. The rose mallows are always one of my favorite perennials. This is a perennial hibiscus. It's called Airbrush Effect. I love these because the large flowers, it's colorful, nice range of colors. This one is a vibrant pink with salmon tones that look like they've been airbrushed, with the central area being like a white halo and a small dark red eye. So it's very, very interesting, and it will catch your eye in a garden. The petals are overlapping, which create that sort of big flowered look. You don't see through it, which is a good thing. And I think you'll see that with the dark, rich green foliage, the compact form, you're going to like this one in your garden. Hardy to zone 4, and of course it's going to be growing and distributed in Ontario by Sheridan Nurseries. Another one from Sheridan Nurseries for distribution is a Salvia Midnight Model. Now, this one is a perennial salvia. It's in the Fashionista collection, and it's got big, bold blooms and bold colors, which is like many of the ones in this series, such as Ballerina Pink and Pretty in Pink. Hardy to zone 3, which really says an awful lot, and it gives you that salvia look, but a perennial. There are some really good plants that I think that you need to go and take a look at for this coming year. Now, there is a couple others coming out. These are the blue stem grasses. Blue stem grasses have never been my favorite. It's just me. There's nothing wrong with them. To me, they look too much like ordinary grass. And they don't really turn my crank, and therefore I don't grow them. There is two. One is called Smoke Signal, and the other is Twilight Zone. The Twilight Zone in the winter color has a tawny gold. It's got a height of 1.5 meters and a spread of 60 centimeters, and it is hardy to zone 3. During the season, the blue stems have an iridescent silvery mauve color, and so it intensifies with fall color and gets the purple highlights will start to show up. With the Smoke Signal, the height of 1.2 meters, spread of 60, hardy to zone 3. It's sturdy, tight, upright. Got the blue-green stems, and its fall color turns deep purple red, and very, very pretty for that reason. So there's some more perennials for you to consider for your garden in 2018. I'm Bruce Zimmerman. This is the Open Line Garden Show podcast for this week.